From the moment she entered the world on a summer day in July 1947, Camilla Rosemary Shand's life was shaped by a world of genteel country mornings, polished London salons, and the expectations of Britain's upper social circles. Born at King's College Hospital in London to Major Bruce Shand and his wife, Rosalind Cubitt, Camilla arrived into a family rooted in tradition and service. Her father, a British Army officer turned businessman, and her mother, a charity-minded volunteer, raised Camilla alongside her younger sister Annabelle and brother Mark in two distinct settings, the pastoral tranquility of their country home, the Lanes, in Plumpton, East Sussex, and a stylish townhouse in South Kensington, in the heart of London. The Lanes, an 18th century house surrounded by gardens, orchards, and open fields, became the backdrop of her earliest memories, and she later described her childhood there as perfect in every way. From a young age, Camilla was immersed in the rhythms of country life. Under the guidance of her father, she became an avid reader and animal lover, and as soon as she could sit confidently in a saddle, she learned to ride. She joined pony club camps and quickly proved her mettle in local gymkhana contests, collecting rosettes and the admiration of neighbors. Whether galloping at dawn or tending to the family dogs and cats, she formed a deep connection with nature and the rural world that would remain with her throughout her life. Her social life carried her far beyond Sussex when she was just 5 years old. Camilla's formal education began at a small co-educational school in the nearby village of Ditchling. As she grew, her parents enrolled her in Queen's Gate School, an independent girls' school in South Kensington, where she was known affectionately as Mila. Bright, lively, and full of charisma, she made friends easily, captivating classmates with her confidence and sense of humor. One teacher of French remembered her as sharp and keen, a girl who seemed to move through life with both poise and mischief. Yet even as she proved capable of academic success, her parents did not insist she stay for advanced examinations. By her mid-teens, the world of society and personal exploration beckoned more strongly than textbooks. At age 16, Camilla's education took her abroad. She attended finishing school at Montfertel in Talaquinas, Switzerland, where the emphasis was on social graces, languages, and cultural refinement. There were long days practicing French language and literature and sharpening the polished manners expected of a young woman preparing for a life among Europe's upper classes. After Switzerland, she moved to Paris to study French literature at the British Institute there, widening her horizons and strengthening her linguistic confidence in cafés along the Seine. It was a rite of passage that blended discipline with sophistication, and it gave her a lasting appreciation for international life beyond the English countryside. Upon returning to London in the mid-1960s, Camilla stepped fully into the social world her upbringing had prepared her for. In 1965, she was presented as a debutante to London Society, one of hundreds of young women formally introduced to the season of dances, dinners, and possibilities that still marked Britain's social calendar in the post-war era. It was an era when young ladies came out, not just to be seen, but to signal their readiness for connections, friendships, and the kinds of personal transformations that adulthood promised. Camilla entered this world with a mixture of charm and assurance, quickly becoming known for her relaxed wit and for navigating the dazzling swirls of high society with ease. Life in London's West End began to unfold on her own terms. She moved away from home, first into a modest Kensington flat, then into a larger Belgravia residence shared with friends who were themselves descendants of well-connected families. The city that pulsed around her was rich with culture, music, and conversation, an intoxicating blend that contrasted with the quiet rhythms of Sussex. In this world, she secured work as a secretary in various West End firms, and later as a receptionist at a fashionable decorating company in Mayfair, keeping her financial independence, even as she carved a place for herself among the capital's social set. In the evenings, she frequented night spots, rode horses with friends, and laughed through long dinners and parties. Her energy, intelligence, and self-possession made her popular and admired. Not simply another young debutante, she was something of a magnet in her circle, known for her liveliness and her ability to hold her own in any company. But it was not just socializing that defined Camilla's young adulthood. The echoes of her family has passed from the stately history of the Lanes to the whispered legacy of her great-grandmother. Alice Capel, once the intimate companion of King Edward VII, shaped how she saw herself and the possibilities of life. though she was not aristocracy in title. Her family's connections and social networks placed her close to the corridors of power and privilege. It was in this world that life's most consequential relationships began to take shape. Around 1970, the course of Camilla's life intersected with that of a young prince, Charles, heir to the British throne. They met at a polo match, an event that seemed ordinary at the time but would become a pivot in both their narratives. The two shared laughter and lively conversations, and though neither was initially committed to a future together, a warm friendship began to grow into something deeper. Charles then, in his early 20s, was drawn to Camilla's spirited personality and her ease in both rural fields and London drawing rooms. Camilla, for her part, was a woman with her own ambitions and relationships, and the young prince was simply one among many who found her appealing. Yet their time together felt effortless, and for a moment, it seemed that two lives so differently framed by tradition and destiny might find harmony and, perhaps, even love. Yet the life Camilla had known, the life of country pursuits, London soirees, and personal freedoms, was not easily set aside. In the late 1960s and early 1970s, she had been involved in an on and off relationship with Camilla Parker Bowles, a cavalry officer 7 years her senior. Their connection stretched back years, folding through summer parties, Christmas evenings, and long country weekends. Though Camilla and Charles shared a connection grounded in shared humor and an ease of spirit, it was Parker Bowles who remained a true partner in her daily life. When Charles departed England for an extended naval deployment in 1973, Camilla's feelings and loyalties drew her back into Andrew's orbit. Their engagement, so eagerly announced by their parents that it seemed almost arranged, led to their marriage. On the 4th of July 1973, in London Guards Chapel, a society wedding of the year attended by the Queen, Mother Princess, Margaret, and other prominent figures, Camilla, now taking her husband's name, became Camilla Parker Bowles and stepped into a new role as wife and, soon, mother. In the years that followed, Camilla's life evolved into one marked by the routines and responsibilities of family, estate life, horseback riding, and the thriving community that surrounded the Parker Bowles household in Will. She and Andrew made a home together, hosted friends and neighbors, and welcomed children. Thomas in 1974 and Laura in 1978, raising them with a blend of discipline and warmth in a world that connected the comforts of English country life with the enduring friendships of London and British society. For Camilla, this was a life that mirrored the rhythms she had known at the lanes so many years before, a world of routines, of laughter and loss, of hunts and gardens, and long afternoons with family. Yet, even as she embraced marriage and motherhood, the early echoes of her connection with Charles lingered in the background of her life, though their youthful romance had been interrupted by distance and commitments. The threads of that initial bond never fully disappeared, a quiet testament to the complexity of human connection, and a foreshadowing of the chapters yet to unfold for both Camilla and the young prince she had known in her 20s.